Your iPhone offers a wide range of customization options, so it's time to give your phone's settings a refresh. Here's the thing, there's no need to perform a complete factory reset. Just take a moment to review these 15 settings and your iPhone should be good to go. There are certain settings that should never be changed unless you have a clear understanding of what you are doing. The optimized battery charging setting is one of them. iPhones contain lithium-ion batteries. Compared with traditional battery technology, lithium-ion batteries charge faster, last longer, and have a higher power density for more battery life in a lighter package. Over time, lithium-ion batteries degrade chemically, leading to a decrease in their capacity to hold a charge. This ultimately results in shorter battery life and decreased peak performance. Apple states the following: optimized battery charging is designed to reduce the wear on your battery and improve its lifespan by reducing the time your iPhone spends fully charged. When the feature is enabled, your iPhone will delay charging past 80% in certain situations. So, turning off charging optimizations can increase wear on your battery and reduce its lifespan. That's why you should make sure that optimized battery charging is on. Open the Settings app and go to Battery, Battery Health and Charging, and make sure optimized battery charging is turned on. I don't really rely on Siri because it lacks so many features. This could change with the upcoming iOS 18 update that includes all kinds of artificial intelligence features. But for now, I'll hold off. Here's the thing with Siri. The issue with Siri is that it's constantly listening for the Hey Siri command, which can drain your battery. To save battery life, you can turn off Siri's active listening feature. But if you're someone who uses Siri, then you can use alternative ways to activate Siri, like with a button or a shortcut. To turn it off, go to Settings, select Siri and search, and disable the Listen for Hey Siri option. If you're a Safari user, then you should make sure that all your Safari settings are correct for privacy and security purposes. One of those settings where you need to make sure that it's turned on is the Prevent Cross-Site Tracking setting. Cross-website tracking refers to the practice of advertisers and other entities tracking your online activity to monitor your browsing habits. While on the Safari settings page, also make sure that Fraudulent Website Warning is turned on. After that, scroll down and tap on Advanced. The privacy-preserving ad measurement should be enabled. The iPhone display stays on while you're looking at it, but it dims and eventually locks when you look away for a while. If you need the display to stay on longer, for example, when you're navigating with maps, you can change how long it takes iPhone to automatically dim and lock. The default option is that auto lock is enabled. However, feel free to change to whatever length of time you'd like to have. Open the Settings app and go to Display and Brightness, Auto Lock, then choose a length of time. As you already know, you can make your iPhone screen dimmer or brighter. Dimming the screen extends battery life. Now you can also adjust the screen brightness and color manually or automatically with Dark Mode, True Tone, and Night Shift. When auto brightness is enabled, your iPhone will adjust the screen brightness for current light conditions using the built-in ambient light sensor. Open the Settings app and go to Accessibility, Display and Text Size, and make sure the auto brightness option is enabled. To connect with a Wi-Fi network, a device must identify itself to the network using a unique network address called a Media Access Control address. If the device always uses the same Wi-Fi MAC address on every network, network operators and other observers can easily relate that address to the device's network activity and location over time. In other words, user tracking and profiling become possible. With private Wi-Fi address enabled, your device uses a different MAC address with each Wi-Fi network. This in turn improves privacy, which is why you should leave this feature turned on for all networks that support it. To check if this feature is enabled, open the Settings app and tap on Wi-Fi. Tap on the Information button and make sure that Private Wi-Fi address is turned on. If your device joined the network without using a private address, a privacy warning explains why. While on the same Wi-Fi settings page, check whether Limit IP address tracking is enabled as well. This option hides your IP address from known trackers in Mail and Safari. However, even if your IP address changes, adding unique links to your emails for individual tracking purposes is a pretty simple task. I'm not really a fan of App Library, but it's here and it's not going away anytime soon. There's an option in the Settings app that allows you to disable notification badges in App Library. It's enabled by default, and it should stay that way. Disabling this feature could result in you missing a lot of important notifications on a lot of apps that are not on the home screen. Open the Settings app and go to Home Screen and App Library, and make sure the option Show in App Library is enabled. Security responses deliver important security improvements between your typical software updates. They may be used to address certain security concerns, including those that may have been exploited or reported to exist. By default, your device automatically applies security responses, and if necessary, you'll be prompted to restart your device. To check your device settings, go to Settings, General, Software Update, Automatic Updates, then make sure that Security Responses and System Files is turned on. Even though this feature is off by default, you might accidentally enable it if you're low on storage. If you're looking to free up some space on your iPhone, the Offload Unused Apps feature is the easiest way to do it. Once enabled, it will automatically uninstall apps that you don't use. Unfortunately, Apple doesn't specify how long you need to ignore an app before it is offloaded. Unlike deleting an app, offloaded apps will still appear on your home screen or app library, but with a cloud icon next to their name. If you tap on an offloaded app, your phone will download it again, allowing you to continue where you left off. If you want to first see how much space you can save, go to Settings, General, iPhone Storage. In most cases, there will be a section telling you how much space the feature can save you alongside an Enable button that will turn it on. If this button is displayed, it means that this feature is disabled, which is the default setting. You can receive emergency, government, and public safety alerts on your iPhone. These settings are very important in ensuring the safety of both you and your phone, in case it gets misplaced. By default, government alerts are turned on for your device. When you receive a government alert, you hear a special sound that's similar to an alarm. To check if it's enabled, go to Settings, Notifications, and scroll down where you see Emergency Alerts. The same goes for the Find My iPhone feature. Open the Settings app and go to Privacy and Security, Location Services, Share My Location, tap on Find My iPhone, and check whether it's enabled or not. This feature can locate, lock, or erase the device and supported accessories, and it cannot be erased and reactivated without your password. In the Mail app, turn on Mail Privacy Protection to make it harder for senders to learn about your mail activity. Mail Privacy Protection hides your IP address so senders can't link it to your other online activity or determine your exact location. It also prevents senders from seeing if you've opened the email they sent you. Open the Settings app and go to Mail Privacy Protection and make sure that Protect Mail activity is turned on. Also, if you have an iCloud Plus subscription, you can use Hide My Email to generate unique random email addresses that forward to your personal email account. So, you don't have to share your personal email address when filling out forms on the web or signing up for newsletters. Another setting that should not be changed unless you know what you're doing is date and time. The date and time visible on the lock screen are set automatically based on your location. You can also adjust them, for example, when you're traveling. The problem is that if the date on your iPhone doesn't align with the date on your security system, the website will not load. To make sure that everything is working properly, go to Settings, General, Date and Time, and make sure you have Set Automatically is turned on. Also, go to Settings, Privacy and Security, Location Services, and make sure it's on. Apple states that iCloud helps keep your data safe in two main ways: syncing and backing up. For example, if you're using iCloud Photos, iCloud Drive, or Apple Notes, your information automatically syncs to the cloud and is kept up to date across all of your devices whenever you make a change. Any data on your device that isn't regularly synced is stored in your iCloud backup. With backup turned on, iCloud takes periodic snapshots of this data to make sure that it's easy to restore anytime you get a new device. To make sure iCloud backup is enabled, go to Settings and tap on your name. Tap on iCloud, iCloud Backup, and make sure Backup This iPhone is enabled. Your iPhone will send regular text messages when iMessage is not available. It is important to have these settings enabled on your phone so that you can always send a message, as well as communicate with people who use Android devices. Open the Settings app and go to Messages. Scroll down and make sure that Send as SMS is enabled. Want to discover some cool shortcuts for your iPhone? Then watch this video. You'll probably learn some new Apple shortcuts that changes how you use your iPhone.